Hello all, how are you doing? Hope you are all doing good. So today in this video we are going to see about ASP.NET Core Blazor applications for performing the CRUD operations using the Entity Framework and the Web API. Okay, so Microsoft has recently introduced the new framework called the Blazor. So they introduced in the March 2018, and this framework is very new, and still it is in the development phase, and a lot of changes, many changes was been happening frequently for this framework. And this is one of the best framework of the Microsoft for using with the working with the ASP.NET Core. So why we need to use a Blazor, ASP.NET Core Blazor means we can say that for developing the for the full stack developers and for developing the single page applications, the ASP.NET Core Blazor will be the one of the best in the future. As we can see, it has a lot of more very good features and all those things. And also before we will be using the combination of the ASP.NET Core, or we are working with the MVC applications, we will be using the combination of the Angular or with the React.js for performing our SPA applications. But now to overcome this, now ASP.NET Core have a new framework version which is called as the Blazor. So Blazor is simply awesome and cool, and it will be sure in the future it will be in the very good in the marketplace. So when we start working with the Blazor, we feel as a very simple, cool, and awesome. So now today in this application, we are going to see create a simple applications for performing the CRUD operations using the ASP.NET Core Blazor. For working, getting started with the Blazor, we need to be having this we need to have these three installations prerequisites need to be installed in our computer. One is the .NET Core 2.1 preview to SDK. So we can I will be writing an article soon, publishing an article soon. So here we can download these latest versions of the SDK 2.1 preview 2 versions now we have. And we need to download and install this one for our own operating system. We are using the Windows operating system. So next we need to install the um, uh, uh, Visual Studio 2017 preview, the latest version. So here I am be using the enterprise version. I have downloaded the enterprise versions. And next one we need to use the install the ASP.NET Core Blazor language services. So this will be added as the extensions in our project to create to start our Blazor applications. So the first we need to install these three prerequisites to our in our computer. So as I told you that Blazor is the new framework, so we need to be have the Visual Studio version 2017 and 15.7 or above versions. It will only with these versions we can work with our Blazor applications, since it is a new. So older versions of Visual Studio cannot be worked with for working with our Blazor applications. So as I told you that we have been creating a CRUD applications. So for working with the CRUD applications, CRUD means CRUD stand for, as we all know that CRUD will be stand for the create, read, update and delete, and or update and delete. So here we will be using the web API to for the methods for the get, post, put and delete methods. So for performing these CRUD applications, first we create a database. Okay, so I have been used the SQL Server version to 2014. You can use 2014, 16, or as per your requirement. Okay, as per you have in our computers. So first we create a database called the student master. We create a database called the students DB, and in the students DB database we will be creating a student master table. So here we have the field as the student ID, name, email, phone number and address. We insert sample record for this student master table, and when we select that, we can see as we have three records in our table. So once we created the database and tables, as a next step we will be creating our Blazor applications, ASP.NET Core Blazor applications. To create our Blazor applications, we go to Visual Studio 2017. Okay, we wait for a few seconds. This may take some time. So we create our Visual Studio 2017 now. So this taking some time. So as I told, once we install all the prerequisites, so this will be it's still loading now. Okay, so now we have a project. we create a new project. Okay, we go to file, we select new project. Okay, so from the new project we select the web and we select ASP.NET Core Web Applications. We select our project path and we give our project name Blazor first. Anything as you give, you can give a solution name here. And next one, once we give okay, we select we have a framework version as the ASP.NET Core version as 2.0 and 2.1. We select 2.1 and here we select the Blazor ASP.NET Core hosted. We click OK. Wait for a few seconds as the project is created. So once the solution has been created, we can see that in our Blazor applications we can see as there will be three projects will be automatically added to our solutions. One is the our solution name with the client, and we have the next one we will be having the server, and next one we will be having the SAT project. So we will be having three projects automatically created to our solutions. So we can see that now our solution is first Blazor. So here we have the client project, server project, and the SAD projects. So these three projects is very new in our environment. So far we have been developed with even with the Angular and all, we will be having the controller and all, we will be having all in one solution explorer like that. But now we have three different solutions. One is for the client. In client we will be mainly having our razor view page and the CHTML page. So this is mainly for the design and to bind the results in the client side and to display the output. And we have the SAT folder in the client project. So this project is like same like our MVC. We will be having the layout as the in layout page. We will be having the layout page. So in layout page we will be using as our main page. So same like that here in the Blazor we have the shared folder. Inside this we have the main layout page. So here we will be in main layout page, we will be adding our navigation and our content pages, and we have the navigation menu. On the left side we'll be having the navigation menu, and next one we will be having the, so the client project is one mainly for that HTML part to display the binding results and all those things. So next one we have the server. So server will be act as the server for this client. So in server we will be using we will be creating all our web API part, and we will be doing all our business logics in this server side. We are performing the CRUD operations and all. We create a web API in our server. And next one we have the shared projects. In our shared projects we will be creating a model classes. So before we will be creating a model classes in before nearby the controller class in one project, but now we have the separate project called as the SAD project. In these projects we will be creating all our model classes, as well as we will be creating the database context and also the connection strings. So to test this, first we run our applications. So we can see that by default three pages will be added as the home page, counter page, and also the fetch data page. So here we can see the sample pages has been added here. So this initially it will be built and run for the first time, so it will take a few seconds. So once done, after this what we are going to do, as I told you, we are going to create a simple CRUD applications using the Blazor applications, and also we will be using a entity framework and a web API. To use the entity framework we need to install few packages, so we will see what are all those things. So here I have made with text file. So first we will be installing the entity framework core SQL server for connecting to the SQL Server database, and next one we will be having the entity framework to perform the entity for using the entity framework. We install this package. Okay, so here we can see that now our application is ready, and we have a sample with counted page. Okay, and also we have the fetch data page. Okay, so here if we go there and if we see the counter page here, as I told, it is a razor view page. So here we have the in HTML part we have three part, like import part and our HTML design part and our function part. So here in function we use the client side business logic and all. So here we for binding the result from the function we use this at symbol. For the one-way binding we use that symbol, and for the two-way binding we use the bind equal to at symbol of the object name. Okay, so same like our Angular, we are having the same one-way and two-way binding in our Blazor as well. So for the button click event, we call we for in the button click, if we want to call a function, use a on click equal to at, we give the method name. Okay, so we will be starting with our applications now. So first, as I told, we need to install the packages. To install the packages, we go to the tools. Okay, we go to the tools, and here we select the NuGet package manager, and we select the package manager console. So from here what we do is we select here as we have a three project: client, server, and the sad project. So we will be installing our packages in our sad project. So we, for that we select our sad one, and next one, first we install this entity framework SQL server. Okay, click enter, and we can see that now the dependencies have been adding, installing, and the installation is done now. Okay, we can see as a Microsoft Entity Framework core, SQL Server has been installed now. Package has been installed in our sad application. So next one, we install this Entity Framework tools. So we can see that we click enter, and we can see as it is being installing, and it is done now. So now we have installed the SQL entity core, SQL server, and tools. Next one, what we need to do is we need to add a connection string for the for our sad project, and also we need to add our database context, and we need to create a database model class for our student master table database table. So for that, what we do is we copy this one. Okay, so here we give our connection string, and we create our database context, and also we create our model class as the student masters. Okay, so this the student master is our table name. So this may take few seconds. We will wait for a few seconds, as this will be performing all the operations, and it will create automatically create a student master model class, as well as it will create a database context class. So here we can see the database context class is created, and also the model class has been created. As I told you that this is the sad project. So this student master model class will be shared between this server project as well as in the client project. We will be using one model in both in our client and in the server. So we will see all those things here. So next one, what we do is now we have created a models, and also we have created the DB context. So next one, we will be creating our web API. To create a web API, we select the first Blazor our server project, and from server project we right click the controller folder, and we click add a new controller to add our new web API. So here we add a new web API with action using the entity framework. Okay, so from here in the model class we select our shared project model class as student master. So here we have this, and next one we select our student DB context. Okay, DB context class as the student DB context, and we click add. So once we click add, it will take a few seconds, and we can see that the web API will be created in our controller, and in the web API all the codes for the get, put, post, and delete. So like to perform the to get the data, to insert the data, to update the data, and to delete the data, with all the functions method will be automatically created in our web API. So once we created this, we can test the web API by running our applications, and we give our web API path in the browser to test our things. So now we can see that our web API student master controller web API has been created here, and here we have our get method, and we have our put method, and we have our post method, also we have our delete method. Okay, so instead of object, what I do is now here I have already created the project initially, so I will be using the same code here. So I create object for the database context, and now we run our applications to test our web API as the get method is working or not. So it will be always good. Once we create a web API, we need to test as our function is working or not. So otherwise, if we didn't test, if sometimes if it is not working, and from our client side, we will be just checking what is the problem and why the data is not binding and all those things. To avoid this, it will be always good to test the things. So here we have the API slash our controller name is student monsters. So we give this, we click enter, and we can see as we get the data from the database. So now we have the JSON results. What we do is we need to bind all these results in our page, HTML page, that is our Razor view page. So for this, what we do is we create a new page here. For creating the new page, we right click and we click new item, and here we give the page name. So here we give the page name as, so we select Razor view, we give the page name as 2D students. Okay, students.html, and we click add. Okay, so now by when we create a students.html, it will be like this. So as I told, we have three part in our view page. One, we have the import part, and next one we have the HTML design part, and next one we will be having the function part. So I have created a code already here. I will be using the same. Okay, so for that, first we import this, we use the import, and our solution name is first Blazor. So we use this one here. Okay, so our solution name, and we first import our module classes here, and also this is the page it telling us our page name here. So we need to give the same name like this. Okay, so here this one, uh, okay, and next one we have the HTTP client to get the web API results and bind the results. We use the HTTP clients. So next work part we have is the design part, so HTML part. So I have already created a design part here. I will be using the same code over here. I just copy this and paste over here, and next one we have the functions. I will tell you one by one. So we copy the functions and we will paste here. So what I do is, now in the design side I have created a button called add new student for adding the new students, and next one I create a form. In the form I have created the text box and all, and I use the binding method. When we click the edit button, I bind the results in this text box. For that I use the bind. Okay, and in bind we already know that this is the object for our model class, and here we have the field name, student ID, name, email and all. We bind all to the text boxes, and also we have the button called save button. So when we click on add, when we call this method, in this method we check the ID, student ID. If it is 0, we will we call the put method and post methods for insert and to the update. And same like that we have the table. In table we bind all the student details. So here for binding the results we use the for each, same like our Angular. Here we use the for each, and we're using the object of this method we display this. So here in function we have the on init asynchronous method. This is the default initial method. When the page is calling for the first time, this method will be automatically called, and from this method the web API will be called to get the results, and these results will be binded in this object, student object. And we in our HTML we bind all the results using the for each. Okay, so same like that we have a method called add a new student. To add the new student, we, if the student ID is 0, we call the post method to insert the record, else we call the put method to update the record. And same like that we have the delete to, there we call the delete HTTP to call the web API to delete the student record from the database. So now everything is done. Now next thing we have to do is to add a new menu for this student page. So for this we create this. So here what I do is I give the title at the top left. I will change the title as Blazor. Okay, so here we give our name like, okay, so here we have is students. We need to be sure as this is capital. This name and this name need to be same, and we give the same name over here, and we give details. This is the menu name. So once we run this, we can see as like this. Now we run this our Blazor applications to perform the CRUD operations. So we need to wait for a few seconds as this will be take to build and compile and display our results. Now our application is ready, so we run our application, and once we run that, we can see as the data has been displayed here. Okay, so data has been our program has been ready. Now we click on the student details. Okay, and here we can see as we have the details here, and we have a form for adding a new student and to edit and delete button. So here we give a name as example. We give some test name. Okay, okay, we click save. So we can see as we have a new record has been added. So we have a duplicate record here. What we do is we delete one record. Okay, we delete one record, and we see we have deleted one record. Now we can also edit this record. So edit. Okay, we edit this, and now edit is done. So, and if we click edit, and if you want to do add a new record, we click add a new student. We can see it will be clear, and we can add a new student here. So hope you enjoyed this ASP.NET Core Blazor applications development. So this is very simple and very easy to code, and I hope you all like to develop more applications using the Blazor. And I'm sure in future many people will be come forward to work with the Blazor, as it is very easy, very simple and cool. So soon we will see in next video, and hope I will be next video will be related to Blazors, and also I have planned to parallelly create a videos for Blazor applications and as well as for the Xamarin application development. So soon we will meet in other video. Hope you enjoyed this video. So if you have any feedback, just leave me a comment, and soon we will see you all in another video. Have a great day. Thank you all.